just, you know, and,
It seems as though white men invoking white supremacy and engaging in mass shootings are almost immune from being labeled domestic terrorists in their violence.
shut up.
I mean, this is a young man. He just turned 21, if he is indeed the shooter.
Yes.
Just turned 21 July 27th, Caucasian, Gilroy shooter. 19,
Yep.
Caucasian, male. We can go on and on. This age group, is there something about this age group that makes them particularly at risk?
Stop.
The bulk of active shooters are between 21 and 50 years old. More than 90% of them are men, and 59% are Caucasian.
And I was up there, and I looked at all the brothers, and it made my heart ache. You know, it's all these beautiful black men in the joint. Goddamn, warriors should be out there helping the masses. And I felt that way. I was real naive, right? In 6 weeks I was up there. I talked to the brothers, you know, and I talked to them. And thank God we got penitentiaries.
Day after police say he shot 3 white men at random within blocks of each other. Police say Muhammad told them he disliked white people.
I asked her, I said, why did you kill everybody in the house? Because they was home.
With breaking news.
A southeast Fresno neighborhood rocked tonight. 4 people dead, 6 others in hospitals after a shooting rings out at a family gathering. Police say that they got shots fired calls close to 8 tonight at a home on Lamona Avenue near Peach and Olive.
I'm okay.
Prasad says the making of a mass shooter is never overnight and often involves lots of planning. He says it's similar to when a person joins a terrorist group.
Breaking right now, a Saturday night basketball game ends in a mass shooting. Police say 7 people were shot at a playground in West Philadelphia.
Born and raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all shooting some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air."
For a time, it was believed the shooting victim count had been at 8.
Shut up. Shut up. Hey.
It's called framing. And the way we frame these stories is that if it's a person of color, it must be terrorism. If it's a white person, it's probably not. It's probably a mental health issue. We are now so used to the idea that acts of violence committed by people of color must have something to do with other issues, and that acts of violence committed by white people have to be mental health issues.
You wanted to stop.
An all too familiar scene played out in Chicago last night. Suspected gang members opened fire on a crowded park while dozens of people were watching a basketball game. 13 people were shot, including a 3-year-old boy.
Breaking news, police say at least 4 people are dead and 5 injured in an early morning shooting.
Stop. Just shut up.
Morning, Phil. How was your mass shooting yesterday? Mine was terrific. For oppression.
Is that there was a congregation outside this bar, and then there appeared gunmen had driven up and did a drive-by shooting. 9 persons were injured. None of the injuries, I'm told, are life-threatening. 2 required surgery, and it is now under active investigation.
Richard Pryor.
You ever walk around America, you be seeing straight white men and shit? That's just crazy, man. Motherfuckers be everywhere. Because in America, you see straight white men, you get all nervous and shit, like about to shit your pants. Motherfuckers be on the corner looking you dead in the eye like, "Make America great again." Like, damn, straight white man.
They're not real. What is it?
Now, a bloody Sunday in Philadelphia. Police kept busy investigating multiple shootings across the city. This is the latest one on Franklin Street in Albany. A man is in critical condition after being shot here and is the 9th person shot in the city today. There were 2 other shootings tonight, one in Logan, one in West Philadelphia, and this afternoon, half a dozen people were shot in separate incidents over a span of just 3 hours.
Are you saying that we should start profiling white men?
Well, I think we should ask the question, why is America 30% white guys and 70% of the mass shootings in the last many decades have been at the hands of white guys? I'm not saying we should racially profile white guys, but I do think it's interesting to note that had 70% of mass shooters been, let's say, Arabs or African American men, I think the conversation right now would be a very different conversation where we'd be having a much less nuanced, a much uglier conversation.
Nigel Johnson's mass shooting at a Newburgh Halloween party remains inexplicable. His apology distinctly unsatisfying for many. The 18-year-old received 2 sentences of 20 years to life to be served consecutively, a minimum of 4 decades behind bars. The prosecutor says an unreleased cell phone video of the shooting, where 2 die and 5 are wounded, sealed the case.
He took out the weapon. There was nobody else with a weapon that was out. He advanced on unarmed people who were panicked and held the weapon out, appeared to be aiming it, and repeatedly fired it multiple times at multiple people, and only stopped when he was forcibly disarmed by someone.
I'm going to tell you now that the only obstacle to the New World Order coming together at this moment is the right of the American people to keep and bear arms. That is why there is such an effort to take your guns away from you. You see, the intent of the Second Amendment, the second article and amendment to the Constitution, was not so that we could go hunting. It was not to protect the possessions in your home or to protect you from burglars. The intent of our forefathers in establishing the second article and amendment to the Constitution was that as long as every American owned a weapon, whether they ever fired it or not, our government could never oppress us just with the knowledge that we all had that weapon in our closet.